Hey everybody! Welcome back to the channel. In this episode of Bark, Squeak and Alya, our favorite heroic trio is going deep into the jungle because they need some bananas. But will they get there without blowing each other up or being blown up? Let's jump in. It's morning time in the jungle and Bark is wide awake. He's wagging his tail, he's moving his ears, and he's making lots of noise. Squeak is trying to sleep, but Bark's antics are making that impossible, so he yells at him from inside his tree hole. So Bark, would you knock it off? I'm trying to sleep. It's too early to go exploring. Bark just barks at him and runs off into the jungle. So Squeak throws his hands up in defeat and says to himself, "Oh, what is the point of having a competent plan when you have a goofball cut and even be bothered to listen?" Squeak shakes his head and runs after Bark. Meanwhile, Alya is awake and she's got a plan for the day. She's got a big, bold jungle map laid out in front of her and a compass around which she is dancing. Bark and Squeak come bursting out of the trees and yell at Alya, "Alya, Alya, guess what we found? A talking tree." Oh, no doubt it was one of the trees. They always say the darndest things. She rolls her eyes at their antics and tells them that she has a much better idea for what they should do. She pulls out her map and shows them that if they go due north, then over that hill, through those bushes and across that log, they'll find the legendary tree of giggles. Squeak perks up immediately and asks, "Will it share its snacks?" No, silly. It's a tree. Trees don't share their snacks. But Bark loves the sound of this and asks, "Does it giggle a lot?" "Very funny." "Yes. When you tickle it, it giggles," Alya adds. "It's also said to have the funniest jokes in the entire jungle." Squeak and Bark are sold. Alya, as always, is in charge. So with Alya leading the way, Bark trotting happily along beside her, and Squeak riding on top of Bark's head, they all set off together into the jungle. The first part of their journey is easy enough. They hop over a fallen log, navigate around a bush, cross a little stream, and soon enough, they're almost at the base of the hill. But then Bark spots a butterfly fluttering past him and he takes off after it, barking loudly. Squeak screams at him to stop, but it's no use. Bark's already gone. Alya rolls her eyes, sighs, and says, "This has gotta take longer than I thought." She walks off to catch up with Bark. Squeak peeks around the corner of a tree and whispers to himself, "If he doesn't hurry up, I might have to tap into my inner Bark and just start chewing on something." They eventually find Bark tangled up in some vines, and he looks pretty embarrassed. Squeak runs down the vines and asks, "Are you all right?" Bark couldn't care less about his scraped up paws and his ripped up fur. All he can think about is the butterfly. He whines softly and looks down at his paws. Seeing this, Squeak feels bad for yelling at him before and offers a kind word and a scratch behind the ears. Then he hops on top of Bark's head again and directs him toward the tree of giggles. Bark is still sad, but lets Squeak guide him there. As they're walking, though, Squeak gets distracted by a yummy-looking leaf and tries to munch on it. But Bark stops suddenly and barks furiously at a passing butterfly. So Squeak jumps off his head and yells, "Would you shut up? You can't bark at butterflies." Bark says, "But they're flying pancakes and pancakes make me hungry." Squeak says, "Pancakes don't fly, you knucklehead." But that doesn't stop Bark from chasing after another butterfly deeper and deeper into the jungle. Squeak throws his hands up in the air and says, "Why am I in charge of this team again?" They find Bark sleeping under a tree, and he snores so loudly that a nearby monkey swats him upside the head with a banana peel. Bark yelps and wakes up immediately, startling a blue parrot who was hiding in the tree. The parrot screeches and flies away, yelling, "Mine, all the bananas are mine." As Bark is shaking himself awake, he notices the banana peel on the ground and excitedly asks, "Was that a flying pancake?" Squeak pinches the bridge of his nose and says, "You really are hopeless." But he smiles underneath his whiskers because he knows that no matter how many times Bark fails, he'll never give up. and that makes him proud to call Bark his friend. Alya comes over and ruffles Barky's fur and tells him that if he wants to eat any flying pancakes, he'll have to earn it. The three of them continue on their journey, and soon enough, they hear the faint sound of giggles coming from deep within the trees. The sound grows louder and louder as they approach an opening in the trees, and they peek through and gasp in amazement. Before them is the most beautiful tree either of them have ever seen. Its leaves are shiny and new, and its branches twist and turn in all directions. And carved into the trunk of the tree is the biggest smile Bark has ever seen. Bark wags his tail, eager to be the first one to meet the smiling tree, but Alya holds him back. She tells him that they should probably check out the area to make sure there aren't any banana landmines or booby traps. So Bark and Squeak hang back while she does a quick scout. Alya comes back with a big smile on her face and tells them that the coast is clear. She gives Bark a little shove and tells him to go for it. He trots up to the tree and looks around for the best spot to tickle it. Finally, he puts his paw on the tree and wiggles his tail against it. Bark starts giggling and the tree of giggles joins in, shaking its branches and showering the forest floor with bananas. Bark jumps up and down in delight and lets out a big bark, then a second one, then a third one. Soon he's barking so hard that he passes out and falls down in a big heap. Squeak rushes over to him and checks to see if he's okay. He's breathing heavily, but he's still alive. So Squeak hops on top of Bark's head and yells, "Come on, Bark, we got bananas to eat." The three friends sit together on a nearby log, eating as many bananas as they can. They're all full and happy, and the sun is setting over the jungle. Alya leans back on the log and sighs. She says, "Well, that was fun. Nobody exploded." Bark, who's laying on his side, pops his head up and asks, "Wait a minute, yesterday we exploded, right?" Squeak snickers and replies, "Only a little. It was just the canoe." Bark lays back down and closes his eyes, content with the day's adventures. And although Squeak pretends to be annoyed at Bark, he's secretly grateful to have such a positive and energetic friend. And Alya, well, she wouldn't trade these guys for the world. So that's the end of Bark, Squeak, and Ellie's big adventure to the Tree of Giggles. I hope you enjoyed watching them as much as I enjoyed writing them. If you did, please hit the like button below and let us know what you thought of the story in the comments. Also, if you want more stories about Bark, Squeak, and Alya, then subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more where this came from. I'll see you next time. Bye.